human mind is a paradox. On one hand, it is a place of great freedom, a vast open space without finite boundaries. It is a place where we can experience true openness without any neighbors coming in our way. In the mind, there is freedom to think as we want and create the world we wish to inhabit. On the other hand, the mind can also be a highly restrictive space which we sometimes seek to leave and escape. When we cannot do so, we struggle and find ourselves in a state of misery. Can the mind be restored to its pristine open quality where freedom can be experienced and enjoyed? The short answer is yes, and we can achieve it. But first, we must attempt to uncover where things went wrong and how we turn the mind from an open space of infinite potential which we held in our hands as children to a series of narrow, windowless corridors. One facet of our being sees life as a journey with a point of origin and a destination. The notion of a journey, when applied to the physical body, has an obvious answer: birth and death. The mind is not so simple. In as far as describing its journey, we cannot explain its origin, its extent, or where the mind ends. So we create a purpose or a series of goals towards which we can set our aim. Having goals turns the vast emptiness of the mind into manageable parcels. Within the construct of an infinitely open mind, finite boundaries help us plant a purpose. Then the game starts, in which we put all our efforts in finding the quickest and easiest way to fulfill any given mission we set for ourselves. Once a path is defined, we pave it, make it a smooth road, so we can travel back and forth quickly. Once we find a way to achieve any goal, it becomes easier to repeat the process of getting there over and over again. Repetition creates a habit, and we seek a new attraction which gives us a renewed purpose when we are bored with an old habit. Through repetition, actions become second nature and we find new patterns to repeat. Life then becomes a series of rewards to be achieved. Once we buy into the effort and reward concept of life, we then become conditioned to the notion that life is about fulfilling a specific purpose. Without a goal, we conclude that all our actions are meaningless. Purpose implies a destination to be reached, or perhaps a reward to be attained. There is an expectation of a reward in this life, and this concept extends to the afterlife as well. For certain things, we define the destination as somewhere in the future of this life, and for other things which we cannot fully explain, we conveniently push that destination into the afterlife. By doing so, we are saying to ourselves that our individuality, or the I, which is the experiencer, will never die, and what is due to be collected long after the physical body dies will come to us. The ego perpetuates because of our expectation that all our efforts will never go unrecognized. We hold out the hope of a reward in the afterlife. If we take expectation out of this equation, the idea of a future reward will disappear, and we will fall in tune with the rest of existence. After all, existence does not expect anything from the life it supports. We are lucky, immensely lucky, to be in a cosmic sweet spot where all the conditions for supporting life comes as an unconditional gift from existence to us. Life can be meaningful and enriching in a broad and generic sense without attaching a specific purpose to it. A beautiful sunrise or a sunset may be immensely meaningful when we have a direct experience. During such an experience, we don't question the purpose of a sunrise or a sunset, for example. Both are momentary happenings. If we stop to think about their purpose, the experience may vanish. Purpose is like a rainbow. We cannot be in the arc of a rainbow and also see it. We need to be at a certain distance to visualize a rainbow. There is a natural distance between us and the purpose we seek. Our being is in the present. A purpose has its origins in the past, and the destination is in the future. We spend the majority of our time cultivating the concept of a purpose of life, diligently working towards the goal. Therefore, we fail in experiencing a meaningful life at this moment and on this day. There's no guarantee of a tomorrow. The richness of life's experience cannot be taken with us or stored for the future. Let's give ourselves a question to ponder. Could we be open to the consideration that life is immensely meaningful but does not need to have an individual purpose.